The Seven Cities of Gold is a myth that led to several expeditions by adventurers and conquistadors in the 16th century. It is also featured in several works of popular culture. According to legend, the Seven Cities of Gold could be found in the Sonoran Desert in Arizona. Seven Cities of Gold in popular culture. The film Ono Coronado by Craig Baldwin details Coronado's ill-fated expedition, in the context of contemporary treatment of indigenous Americans and usage of their traditional lands. The 1982 cartoon serial The Mysterious Cities of Gold and its 2012 sequel are inspired by the legend but add a science fiction twist. The cities were constructed by the empires of Mu and Atlantis. The 1984 video game The Seven Cities of Gold, dramatizing the Spanish conquest of the Americas, takes its name from this legend. In the turn-based strategy game Sid Meier's Colonization, scouting lost city rumors may result in finding one of the seven cities of Cibola, granting the player a treasure with a huge amount of gold. The Western genre game Gun centers on a land baron's search for Quivira in the 1880s. In Civilization Revolution for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and the Nintendo DS, players can find the Seven Cities of Gold. The player who finds the Seven Cities of Gold receives 200 gold to 350 gold pieces, depending on the era, to spend on building cities, military units, settlers, or roads. The novel The King's Fifth by Scott Odell tells the story of one such expedition through the eyes of a teenage cartographer. In the Stephen King book The Stand, Trashcan Man is instructed by Randall Flagg to meet him in Cibola, which is later revealed to be Las Vegas. Scrooge McDuck and his nephews discover the seven cities in the comic The Seven Cities of Cibola by Carl Barks. Scott Odell's 1966 book The King's Fifth refers to seven cities of gold in the land of Carbola. The book in its turn inspired the 1980s Japanese-French animated children's series The Mysterious Cities of Gold. The Vertigo DC comic book series Jack of Fables recently began a storyline called Americana, which relates the efforts of Jack of the Tales in entering Carbola. Carbola was discovered beneath Mount Rushmore in National Treasure, Book of Secrets, a 2007 film starring Nicolas Cage and Diane Kruger. David Moll's 2010 alternate history novella, Seven Cities of Gold, draws upon the legend of Cibola to set the stage for cultural and religious conflict. Edward Abbey's autobiographical recount of his summer as a park ranger at Arches National Park, Desert Solitaire, contains a reference to seven modern cities of Cibola including Phoenix, Tucson, and Flagstaff. The quest for Cibola was in an episode of the U.S. television series Daniel Boone with Fess Parker. There is an arc in the Italian Western science fiction comic saga about seven cities of gold which were abandoned and were remnants of an ancient highly developed civilization. Fictional romance author Kristen Hanna wrote The Enchantment, which is a story of the quest for the legendary lost city of Cibola in the late 1800s. Progressive rock band Rush released a song Seven Cities of Gold on album Clockwork Angels on June 12, 2012. The liner notes refer to Carbola. The video game Uncharted, Golden Abyss uses Quivira as a final destination for the quest. The game also gives an explanation why Marcos Deniza lied about the location of the cities even though he really did find them. The video game Europa Universalis 4 has the El Dorado expansion which gives Western nations the ability to hunt for the seven cities of gold in the New World. A mod for the game Mountain Blade warband called Seven Golden Cities uses this myth. See also, Cibola, City of the Caesars, El Dorado, Shambhala, Shand, Shangri-La, Sierra de la Plata. References